Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a full face of Sephora makeup, and I wanted to do this video because, as you know, I did a full face of Ulta makeup, which I will link above and below, and I just thought, why not do a full face of Sephora makeup? I recently just posted a Sephora sale haul on my channel. I did a whole kind of try on, so go and check that out if you haven't already. I will also link that above and below, and I just want to mention that I am not going to be using any products that I bought from that video just because I figured I would show you something else. I'm excited to do this look. I actually rarely, come to think of it, just do a full face of Sephora makeup. There's a lot of high-end makeup that I use that's not necessarily from Sephora, it's at Ulta or just independent e-commerce retailers. So I'm excited to just use a full face and just see what kind of look we can achieve. But yeah, without further ado, if you want to see me dive into this look, don't forget to please subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell so you know when I post, and without further ado, let's go ahead and get out into it. So yeah, I want to actually try this trick that I learned from TikTok, believe it or not, and it's one where you actually start out by moisturizing your face, which I already did this morning. I still have a little bit of it on, but because I am oily, I'm not going to reapply. My face doesn't feel dry. They say that you should put on your moisturizer and then go in with translucent powder and then setting spray before going in with your primer. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try that trick out today. I'm going to take the Milk Makeup Blur and Set Matte Loose Setting Powder in the shade Translucent Medium. So they do have a few different shades, and Milk Makeup is a brand that is exclusively at Sephora, meaning it's not at Ulta. So this is what it looks like. Ooh, I am excited. I haven't used this powder in a really long time. So I'm just going to take my big fluffy brush and just powder on my face. This is going to be so interesting. And I do like this powder. I don't find it to be the most mattifying, but it does a really nice job if you want to set your face for a night out. And maybe you are a little bit more on the dry side, even though it says matte. I personally don't think it's the most mattifying. This trick supposedly will just make your makeup stay on all day long. Not that I need it to, because literally it's the afternoon and where am I going? Nowhere. So yeah, I just apply that all over my face. I'm gonna let that kind of sink in. They say go ahead and set your face with a setting spray. The only setting spray I have from Sephora is the CoverFX High Performance Setting Spray. So I'm just gonna shake her on up. This is a really, really good long-wearing setting spray. This is probably the only long-wearing setting spray I have that doesn't have denatured alcohol. The Kat Von D one does. It's also from Sephora, but this does really make your makeup last. So I'm just gonna, and the mist is really, really fine. So I am just going to let that dry. Okay, now that we're all dry, my face, it just feels like smoother, I guess. I am going to go in with primer. And for primer, I'm going to be going in with the Hello Fab Pores Be Gone Matte Primer, oil-free, safe for sensitive skin. I love First Aid Beauty, one of my favorite skincare brands ever. And this primer is good. I don't know if I love it. I've been trying it out for a few months now. It's definitely got that thicker kind of pore filling texture, but it's not silicone-y. Like, it doesn't feel like Smashbox Photo Finish or Benefit Professional or one of those like very dimethicone based primers. It feels a little bit more moisturizing, but it does give you that nice kind of smoothed out look. And it does have a little bit of a scent. So if you don't like that, then you may not like this, but it's very, very mild. Okay, and then for foundation, I am going to go in with my favorite foundation. This is easily top 5 for me. This is a Too Faced Peach Perfect Comfort Matte Foundation, and I especially wanted to use this because the peach line, I say it in every single freaking video, I feel like at this point, but the peach line is a Too Faced exclusive at Sephora. You cannot get it at Ulta, so that's why I really wanted to just use this guy. And I'm going to be using it on my It Cosmetics brush. I don't think you can get this at Sephora, but tools don't really count. And yeah, by the way, I guess I'm just doing my face first. I'm not really gonna do a super intense eye look, but I'm just going to do my face. I feel like I've done a lot of like glam eye looks recently, but I'm not gonna do that today because I don't have any falsies from Sephora. I love this foundation. I love how it's medium to full coverage. It's very buildable. I love the scent. The consistency is great. And it definitely leaves a more natural satin finish than matte, in my opinion. Like, you can still see I have a little bit of radiance on my face even with the powder. So I definitely think this isn't just exclusive for oily skin. I think if you have dry skin, you might really enjoy this as well. I'm wondering if I set my face. No, I have to, because I think I do still set my face. The TikTok didn't really go into like, do you set your makeup after you apply foundation as well, but I think I'm going to, just because I do have oily skin and I need to apply a lot of powder products on top of this, so I think I will set it after. But first we're going to go into concealer, and I actually have only 2 concealers from Sephora. I have the Smashbox Studio Skin Flawless Concealer, and then I have the Hello Fab Bendi Avocado. I'm going to go in with the Smashbox Concealer today. This is in the shade Light Medium Cool, and this is actually a great spot concealer for me, so I can actually highlight with this and have it be a spot concealer. And honestly, this is such a nice concealer. It's very liquidy, very lightweight, but perfect for days where you're just doing concealer and not much else. It does still have good coverage, and I like it a lot. It's very just like lightweight, but it's a great daily concealer. And you can see, even though it's light medium cool, it's still almost the same shade as my foundation. It's not that much brighter, which I typically go for a more brightening shade to highlight under my eyes. But you know what, that's okay, we're gonna work with what we have. The Bendi Avocado Concealer is also shade 3, which is more of a spot concealing shade as well. I bought this one to be a spot concealer, so we won't be using that because we don't need to. Okay, so I have applied my concealer, and I am so sad I can't use my Essence Brighten Up Banana Powder because you guys know I'm so used to that. But in the spirit of just using other powders, let's go in with, since I know we already went in with the Milk Makeup one, I am going to actually go in with my IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores Pressed Powder. This is one of my favorite pressed powders of all time. It's seriously so good. I'm just going to take it on a giant brush like this and just pat all over my face. This is amazing at making your skin look smooth. I don't know if it would work for all skin types, even though it says translucent. I don't want to speak on that because obviously I don't really have really deep skin, and it's not going to really mattify you. I mean, it does mattify you, but it just more so just blurs your entire face. Like I look like I'm blurred. My pores are filled in. It's truly such a good powder. I know it's not the newest powder, but I still wanted to use it because I love it and it's good. And even though it was only new at one point, it's still an amazing product that I continue to use all the time. So for bronzer, oh, where'd you go? I am going to be using my Ciate London Bamboo Bronzer. I made it a point, or at least I tried to make it a point to diversify the brands that I use in this video. So I'm trying to use different things from different brands for every product. So this is in the shade South Beach. I believe the lighter shade is called Palm Island, but South Beach is the deeper shade, and I still think they need a deeper one than this. And you can see it's kind of a warm shade, and there's tiny flecks of shimmer in there, but they do not really transit to your face. It just makes your face look very glowy and very nice. So I'm going to take this and bronze up the skin. I'm not going to contour my nose today. Like, this is literally all I'm going to do. Just give it a little bit of something, something. And then I do kind of want to carve that out a little bit. So I am going to bake ever so slightly with, this is dumb, but I'm going to use yet another powder. But this is the Peach Perfect powder from Too Faced. I'm just going to use it because it's the only good baking powder of the ones that I tried so far. And this is from Sephora, so... See, very, very light, but you know, it's all good. Okay, and then I'm going to move on to blush. For blush, I'm going to be using the BareMinerals Gen Nude Blush in the shade That Peach, though. This is a really, really amazing blush. This feels like a cream formula. Like, you put your finger in it and it feels so soft and creamy, and it's very pigmented but very blendable. I've actually wanted to try out their other shades, but this will never look powdery on you. It's just freaking amazing. Perfect for the spring and summer. Okay, and then highlight, we're actually gonna wait till I'm done with the rest of my face. I don't know why, I just kind of like doing that now. I am going to move on to my brows, and I'm not gonna be using my typical e.l.f. brow pencil, obviously, because you can't get that at Sephora, but I am going to be using my Anastasia brow definer in the shade Dark Brown. The brow definer, contrary to the Brow Wiz, is the one with the triangular tip. I'm like almost out of this. I need to get another one, but this is really good. I mean, obviously you've heard about Anastasia products. She kills it when it comes to brows. Now this is a very pigmented formula. It's not as forgiving as the e.l.f. pencil. So you have to be a little bit more careful when you deposit this product because it's not as easy to wipe off or clean up immediately. And obviously I have not gotten my brows done in 2 months at this point. So they're looking crazy. I'm trying to maintain them, but please forgive the caterpillarness that you see. Okay, so those are my brows, and then to set them, obviously, I'm going to go in with my favorite brow gel ever. This also comes from Milk. Now, it's just the best. This is the Kush Fiber Brow Gel in the shade Grind. They have a clear version. I've never tried that, but I've also tried Dutch, which is the brown that's lighter than this. I think Dutch is their dark brown and Grind is their like brown black. This has little fibers in it and it is a pigmented formula, so you're gonna wanna wipe off a little bit, but it's not too creamy. It's not too intense. This is like the perfect balance, of my opinion, of something that's fibery and something that just gives you straight color. Because on days where I don't want to go in with any pencil, this does a good job of filling in those sparse gaps because the fibers are there, but it also does a good job of just like keeping your brow hairs down. So this is like my little everyday brow. It's not my everyday brow. I don't fill in my brows on a daily basis because I'm not wearing a full face anymore, but this is what we're going with. So for eyeshadow, I thought I would pull out this bad boy. I've never used this in a tutorial, I don't think, or any kind of get ready with me, but this is the Urban Decay Born to Run palette. I think I want to do a little bit of a fun look. I'm going to be using this, spoiler alert, as my lip color, so I think I'm going to do a fun kind of look with the Hell Ride and Radio. We'll see. It might be really intense, but let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to start with Weekender right here, this Bone shade, and these shades are so pigmented, so creamy, but very easy to blend. They do have some kick up, you can see, because they are more of that pigmented soft formula. But with that being said, they deposit the perfect amount of color and you can get so many looks. Okay, and then I'm gonna go in with a little bit of Riff right here. This is like my standard go-to transition shade whenever I'm working with this palette because it's a nice kind of taupe brown. I'm just gonna sweep that all over my crease. As you can see, I didn't apply eyeshadow primer or anything because I already went in with my concealer and foundation and powder. I did my face first. But you can see just how delicious that shade is. Honestly, this is beautiful. Okay, and then deeper in the crease slash outer corners, I'm going to go in with Hell Ride right here. This is going to be very interesting. And then I'm just going to blend out those edges because it's not looking the best right now. Back with that Morphe M504. Okay, and this might be crazy, but all over the lid, I want to go in with Radio right here. This really pretty blue. I don't know why, I'm just like drawn to it with that pink shade. I'm going to go in with my finger. Oh, yes, 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 yes. It's like not quite a metallic, it's a really pretty like satin. Okay, then I'm obviously gonna go in and blend out those edges with a little bit more of Hell Ride. This brush is not giving me what I need. Let's go in with a different brush. Let's go in with this one. Now I probably should have done my eyes first doing a look like this because I do have a little bit of fallout, but I'm just going to take my Juvia's Place brush and sweep that away. Okay. Then I am going to go in back with Radio, and then I'm actually going to take this on a small packing brush. Just go over those areas a little bit more precisely on my lid. I'm not wetting the shade or anything just because I think it's really beautiful on its own. And then I'm going to go back into Hell Ride, which is not looking the absolute best today, I gotta be honest. Maybe it's because I didn't use a primer, but regardless, it's still really pretty. Yeah, I don't know if I want to do like anything else. I think that's just like really pretty on its own. Maybe I'll go ahead and add a touch of Stranded, this really pretty kind of gold, like pop it like right in the middle. I don't know, we're having fun. Let's just see what that looks like. Just like right in the center. Yeah, I like that. It's not quite a halo eye. It's just going to give you a little bit of dimension right in the center, and I actually really like doing that because it makes your eyes just like a little bit more elevated. Okay, I think I really like that. Now for the lower lash line, I'm going to go back in with Hellride, and then I'm also going to do Punk really, really close to my lash line. It's kind of like the eyeliner. And I actually don't have a black eyeliner from Sephora, like liquid or crayon, I don't think, which is, no, I do. I have my Marc Jacobs, but that's in my travel bag. Whatever, it's okay. Oh, I do actually have my 24/7. Okay, and then for eyeliner, I actually do have one from Sephora, the small one that I spoke about in my last favorites, which I will link above and below. This is the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil. I am going to use this to tightline my eyes and then also do a little bit of a top liner situation. And then I'm going to go back into the Urban Decay palette and use Jet, that black right there, and smudge that closely to my upper lash line. This is so black. This is truly like that perfect eyeshadow eyeliner. And I like using like eyeshadow as eyeliner, especially if it's black, when I'm not going in with falsies, because it's still soft enough where your mascara and your real lashes will stand out. And it's not gonna like conceal them completely or make it look like super duper harsh with that contrast. I actually didn't go back into Hellride. I actually didn't go in with my lower lash line, but I'm gonna apply a little bit more in my crease because this one looks a little less pigmented. I'm just gonna go in like that. And then blend out the edges one more final time with my Morphe M573 that we went into Riff with, but I'm not putting on any additional product. Okay, this is looking so nice. Okay, now I'm gonna go back into Hellride for my lower lash line, and I'm gonna make this a little bit more smudged out. Try this. I'm gonna take this little like weird eyeliner brush thing that I got from CVS a while ago, like when I first started college. And this is great to smudge out like your lower lash line if you want to go in with another fun pop of color, which is what I'm doing right now. Okay, I really like that. Oh my god, I love how the look turned out actually. Okay, so that is it for the eyeshadows. Great palette. Highly recommend. You can travel with it. It just gives you so many options. I love it. We're going to curl the lashes. My lash curler happens to be from Tarte actually, so that you can get this at Sephora. That's actually where I purchased mine. I bought this lash curler 2 or 3 times at this point. It's my favorite one. And then I'm going to go in with my eyelash primer, which is from Sephora, so we can use it. Where the heck did it go? The Marc Jacobs Velvet Lash Primer, and I actually did speak about this in my Sephora video, but this is like a staple for me, so I always have to have this. This is my second time purchasing it. I like to coat my lashes and then I let that dry for a little bit just because your mascara sticks to it better and it just amplifies your mascara even more when you've let it just kind of sit a little bit. So now I'm actually going to go in with highlighter while I wait for that to dry. I'm gonna go in with the Artist Couture Summerhays Diamond Glow powder. This is a really, really beautiful, finely milled powder. It is a highlighter and it's super duper reflective and intense. A little goes a long way. This is loose, obviously, so it's a little bit messy. And it is a little bit glittery in my opinion, but it just gives you the most beautiful sheen. So I'm just gonna apply that to my skin, and it definitely, as you can see, comes off lighter than what it looks like in the pan. So don't be alarmed. It's not gonna look like a deep shade like it does in here. Ooh, God, gotta really tap it off. And then we're gonna go in and highlight my brow bone after, but let's go ahead and put on this mascara. I'm gonna be using my Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. This is my favorite high-end mascara I think ever. It used to be the Tarteist lash paint, which I have and I still love, but this is so good. This is actually like their limited edition, or I think it's limited edition, but it's definitely different from their standard pink chrome packaging that looks like this. You can see it's a little bit different. I think it's so cute. This is just, I think this is like the best-selling mascara in the industry. And I know some people think it flakes on them, and you know, everyone's experience is different, but for me, this truly just gives my straight lashes definition and volume, and it's amazing. All right, and that is it for my eyes pretty much. Now we're just gonna go in and highlight my inner corner and my brow bone with the same Diamond Glow powder. All right, and then we're pretty much almost done. My last step is going with my lips, and I'm gonna go in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills liquid lipstick in the shade Craft. I love this shade. I love a good berry, kind of deep, vampy shade, and I know it's spring / going into summer, but I love a good bold berry any day. And I actually don't have a lip liner, so I'm gonna have to apply this without a lip liner. Wish me luck. The Anastasia liquid lips go on so smoothly. Like you can see, it went on like a dream. The opacity is really, really beautiful, and it does dry down and it does transfer a little bit. But with that being said, I think it's great for matte liquid lipsticks. These have been in the game for a really long time. They have a bunch of different colors, and the formula is good. It's not the best that I've ever tried because it does transfer, like it gets on my teeth sometimes, and when I eat, it does transfer like most liquid lipsticks do, especially vampy shades. But I absolutely love this shade, and I think it complements my eyes pretty well. Okay, and then now we're just gonna go ahead and set everything down back with the CoverFX High Performance Setting Spray. Alright everybody, and that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this full face of Sephora makeup. I really like doing this video because it challenged me to use products that I normally wouldn't, like my e.l.f. brow pencil couldn't use, my Morphe setting spray couldn't use. Other than those two products, I pretty much rotate through everything else in my collection fair game. But I do absolutely love all these products. I was gonna actually use my Fenty Beauty eyeshadow primer, but I ended up going with eyeshadow primer. But I love this look. Let me know what you guys think of it. Let me know your thoughts on any of the products that I mentioned or used. These things do work for me, but I know everybody is different. Some things may not work for you. So leave me your thoughts and reviews down below. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and this look. I love how it turned out. Not super duper glam in your face because there's no falsies, nothing crazy like that. No wing liner, but just enough where you could also wear this out at night and to me have it be considered a pretty like outside of the box look. Like it's definitely not a neutral look, so I love switching it up and playing with color sometimes. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this look. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, please, and hopefully I will see you in my next video.